We are back, and this is a new addition to talking through the trailers. I'm going to call this like a special talking through the trailers. I'm really excited about this one. It's a topic that I've kind of wanted to go over because I'm super excited about the Dawn of Justice trailer that just dropped. But the more and more I look at it, I'm thinking about everything that's surrounding it between Dawn of Justice and the Suicide Squad. Two characters that one that has never been on screen before, which is Harley Quinn, and another who we are just rebooted. We got a new actor playing him. We're going from the awesome Heath Ledger version from the Nolan's trilogy to Jarod Leto, and everybody has their opinions about it. So my question was the dynamic between Harley Quinn and the Joker. So I just wanted to kind of go over what's it going to take to make those that thing work, that those guys click and make sure that it's believable, or that make the hardcore fans appreciate it and like it and not boo on it and whatnot, because Marco Robbie's looks is only gonna get us so far, but
I agree.
they're gonna have to deliver on it. So so that's what this one's gonna be about. I got my purple shirt on. I'm with Sean Malloy. We're on talkingthroughthemovies.com, and we haven't seen the movie yet, so we're just speculating on the trailer. So we're not gonna spoil anything, but we're just gonna review it really, really badly. All right, so that was my Joker impression. So a little Mark Hamill, little Jared Leto. What do you think? When you think about the Joker, out of all these years, and what that how tough it is for that character to come across as believable and scary, or whatever the point of the Joker's madness is. How do you feel now about that? About them handing it off to Jared Leto for this new direction, this new Joker that we're about to see?
Man, that's a good question. So, I mean, I grew up watching the Batman cartoons, and Mark Hamill, man, that laugh of Mark Hamill, I'm not even going to try. I can't do it. I'm going to sound like an idiot. Yeah. But to me, he has the perfect Joker laugh. And I've been told that actually he can't do that laugh sitting down. Like, he actually has to be standing up in the booth to actually do that. Like, he can't just be content sitting down doing this. But anyway, and then we had Heath Ledger, and there's only a couple scenes that I remember that he was laughing, and probably the one that stuck out in my mind was in the truck, when he's like, "I love this job," and he's plowing through stuff, and that was a sadistic sounding laugh, and everybody loves Heath Ledger. I thought it was great. Jared Leto, man, I want to think this is going to be good. I'm not sure. I know that Jared Leto is a great actor. I've seen him in a lot of movies, and I didn't even realize till a couple of years ago that this is actually the guy from the band 30 Seconds to Mars. Like, I just knew him as an actor, but apparently he's a singer.
Yeah. And I like that band too.
Yeah, and I will say that they did not show enough. As of right now, again, they showed you so little. It's not really honest to make. It's not really fair to make an opinion about this, just because there's so little to be shown. I was not floored by what I saw on the trailer. It was cool. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's the new Joker. Everybody loves the new Joker, but I'm gonna keep an open mind and keep the knowledge in my head that Jared Leto's a good actor, so we'll see. I hope they don't try to play it, and the reason I'm about to say what I'm about to say is, of the footage that I saw, it sounded exactly like Jared Leto talking. I mean,
you mean Heath Ledger, or you sound like? Oh, you mean it sounded like Jared Leto talking?
It sounded just like Jared Leto talking.
Like he was using his natural voice.
Yeah, it's his real voice. So that's why I said earlier in I can't remember which one of the videos, but another one, that it did not sound like he'd done anything with his voice. And for me, I was kind of like, oh, well, like Heath Ledger, and one might argue, that it's because I think he's Australian, or he was Australian. He needed to do something to sound not Australian.
Yeah, he worked on that voice for a long time to get that
Yeah,
right.
yeah, but I don't think it was that he was just trying to make his voice sound non-Australian. I think he actually did take on the entirety of the embodiment of what his version of the Joker was. And hopefully Jared Leto is going to do the same thing. We'll see. I've got high hopes. Um,
That's interesting that you say that you don't you hear Jared Leto's voice. I've only heard Jared Leto really sing. I haven't really seen that many of Jared. I don't think I've seen one Jared Leto movie. I might have, and I probably didn't realize it.
a little bit. And the only time you hear a little bit of change is when he was like, "I'm going to hurt you really,
Really,
really."
really
Yeah,
bad.
there's a little bit in there,
And I
but
love
not.
that line. I love that line though. But everybody else that I've talked to about always says that they kind of hear a cross between Mark Hamill and Heath Ledger. You're the first person that ever said I only hear Jared Leto. So that's interesting. So I got to listen to some Jared Leto dialogue and see what's going on. See if I
I
hear
mean,
the same
I
thing.
know I'm deaf, but I mean, it's not. It's just so slight. It's
Mm.
ever so slight. So we'll see. And maybe that's the way to go. Maybe not to entirely go overboard with it. Is the way to go. But we'll see. I'm really excited to see this, though. I mean, I think everybody is excited to see this. Like I said, when I saw that trailer, I was just kind of just waiting for them to show the Joker. Like, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. These other guys, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Jared Leto? I want to
And they
see
showed
Jared
him.
Leto.
They showed the Joker. If you watch that trailer again real carefully, they showed the Joker one other time. He was just walking with behind somebody, and I didn't notice until I saw the trailer again when I just got through watching the Ant-Man movie. I saw the trailer on the big screen, and I saw I don't know, some kind of hallway or something. It was walking through. I don't even know who was leading the way, but there was the Joker right behind him. So I got a full shot. He was wearing a black trench coat, and he just walked. You got to rewatch the trailer. He's just walking,
I'll check it out. I'll look for him.
and yeah, and so I mean, he didn't say anything or anything like that, but
Did you
I,
hear the laughing in the background?
that yeah, I kind of yeah, I didn't know what I don't know what to think about that. I'm hoping that was just the laugh that he was giving for that one scene. I'm hoping that's not his official laugh. But even way, because it kind of reminded me of Heath Ledger when you first heard the Joker laugh for the first time
Ha
when the
ha
gangsters, yeah,
ha.
were having he was doing that little sarcastic, and I thought my jokes were bad,
That was
that laugh,
probably the
the,
cheesiest part of the movie,
the
and I
best,
thought my jokes were
exactly.
bad. It was like,
Like it was so I was thinking that maybe he was doing one of those because he was about to whatever he's about to do to the guy he's torturing. Everybody's speculating that's Robin that he's killing in that scene. Um, but I yeah, I got high hopes. I don't know what to think. I don't want to jump on the. I'm not going to jump on any bandwagons, give or take, and because I know how we all felt about when it was Ledger. I know how we all felt when it was Michael Keaton to play Batman. I mean, everybody always kind of forgets that the majority of hardcore fans hated the idea of Heath Ledger being cast. Then when it was delivered, people one of the greatest Jokers of all we've ever had. Maybe going to go down as the best Joker. Who knows? Maybe Leto might dethrone him. We don't know. Um,
we'll
he is different,
see.
but mm,
I mean, I honestly, and people will probably be angry with this statement, but I'm always for let's do it bigger, better, faster, stronger the next time. So
yeah,
if he has the ability, and nothing against Heath Ledger, and it will never take away from his legacy. But if Jared Leto can do a better job in people's opinions, I say go for it. I hope
yeah.
he does. I hope he does.
Well, I mean, like I said, and again, I mean, I know nobody wants to disrespect or talk ill of the dead, but and I hope this isn't considered talking ill of the dead. But I mean, if you break down Ledger's overall career, I mean, he was a decent actor, but he wasn't one of the best. He was one of those actors who can give you a hit and miss. He'll be firing on all cylinders with the right directions, like under a Nolan, and give you the greatest performance in the world. And then it'll be another film where you're just like, like the one that came out after he died, where all the other actors had to help him out.
Yeah,
National Story.
yeah,
Yeah,
I wasn't a big fan of that.
it was like what, it wasn't really. I guess he just he just signed up for it, but maybe because that's the way he wanted to go. Maybe he believed in it. Maybe he didn't. But you look at the performance, it wasn't really. It was like after following the Dark Knight, it was like okay, I was like, oh man, Heath, it's like you're not really. It doesn't feel like your heart is into it the way it was when you delivered that Joker. Because everything's going to be compared to that. So he was when he was on, he was on. He was one of the best. But when he was off, man. But so far, Leto doesn't have
Watch
that record. What's
off
up?
the topic, guys. Watch. I believe the name is, and my second favorite Heath Ledger movie. I think it's called Ned Kelly. Remember that, Ned Kelly.
Ned Kelly.
Yeah, it's like an Australian Western movie. It's good though. It's good. They have a badass gunfight where they and it's a real person. They wore body armor over their heads and their bodies, and they got into a big gunfight with the cops back then. It was pretty sweet.
I'm gonna check that out. I gotta watch more Leto movies anyway because I gotta familiarize myself.
Ledger. Did I say Leto? I mean Ledger. Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger. Okay.
Ned Kelly.
Ned Kelly. Okay.
Yeah.
But then going back to how is it gonna work with seeing the Joker? And this is for the first time. This is for the very, very first. Suicide Squad will be the very first time, unless we get a taste of it, of her on Batman versus Superman, which would be an awesome little thing to do. Maybe on a cutscene or not. But if Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, if I think the first time we're gonna see her, we're supposed to see her is in Suicide Squad. Maybe she'll make an appearance in Batman versus Superman. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm coming from what everybody's coming from. I mean, the character was created on the Adventures of Batman on the cartoon series. Like Harley Quinn did not exist before that. She was not a sidekick. Joker had no sidekicks. He was alone. But they needed somebody. I guess I forgot the whole origin of Harley, but I guess they needed somebody to, because Joker is known for being such a madman or whatnot. Maybe he needed a quirky little sidekick, and then Harley had got a fan following of all on her own, and then she evolved into what we have her today. Now she's more sexy. Now she's just as crazy and dangerous, if not in some ways more dangerous than the Joker because of her physical abilities, and we got a taste of that in the trailer. I mean, you saw that little clip of how she knocked that one guy, how she knocked that one guy down on the in the trailer. I mean, she's
it's like Chun-Li or something.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm thinking that the whole dynamic between the Joker and the and Harley Quinn is going to be very, very important for the Batman movies moving forward, for DC moving forward. Because if we don't like, I'm honestly believing this. We might like Margot Robbie, we might like Jared Leto, but if we don't like them together, it'll be bad, moving forward. So is anybody? I'm wondering. I haven't really heard anybody talking about it. Is anybody? Are you worried about this at all? Has that crossed your mind until I brought the question up?
I think that it's going to be they're going to be walking that fine line between being just really cheesy and being, wow, this is actual chemistry, because we've talked before about this, the relationship, at least in the cartoons, between Harley and or I'm not even sure if she's in the comics.
And Mr. J.
Yeah, she ranges between him appearing to enjoy her company to him being really just annoyed that she's around, and not a whole lot in between. It's just it's like he's bipolar, and we know he's psychotic, yeah. But it's like with her, it's so bipolar. She can't do right by him, according to him, most of the time,
even when she's doing everything right.
Yeah, it's like she's always screws up, according to she's like that. He's like that angry father that you just can't make him happy no matter what you do. And I don't know if they're going to implement some of that into the movies. But again, like I said, I'm concerned that especially with aesthetically, with her all dressed up in makeup and him dressed up in makeup, if it's not just going to come off as cheesy.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think, and this sounds stupid, but the lack of dialogue and maybe some music would help, but I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, Chris. I'm a little bit concerned, but we'll see.
For which one more? Are you talking about Suicide Squads? Or are you concerned
Yeah,
with, or just moving forward, like in the Batman movies? Period.
specifically in Suicide Squad, I'm a little concerned that the way they portray the Joker and Harley's relationship might come off as cheesy. I hope they don't. I hope they take the serious route and make it dark, deep, and lengthy. And
Well, if anybody saw that footage, if anybody saw that leaked footage that was out there when they were filming outside, you saw the Joker coming out in that pimped out car, that
and
purple
beating
car.
her and beating her.
Yeah, they come out, they have an argument, and he backhands it and all that and whatnot. So I don't know if that scene is gonna be. There's nothing funny about violent domestic violence or whatnot. But I mean, I don't know if it was because of a mission that they failed in, or just because he went bipolar and just felt like slapping her because she can't do right, or how serious that scene was. I don't know if it's gonna come off as funny. Because and I think I saw another picture of when I guess after he slaps her, she
Picks
gets
her
up,
up.
he gets her, yeah, he picks her up. Or I saw her with a gun, holding it to his head. So I don't know if that was before the slap, after the slap, or what's going on.
Maybe
But
I remember wrong. I have to check it out again.
I know Will Smith was carrying her in the scene one time, and that's another dynamic that they're going to go into because I think Deadshot and Harley Quinn have a relationship at one point. If you watch the Suicide Squad direct to DVD cartoon from DC, you get to learn exactly who the Suicide Squad guys are. Um, and this whole there's a love triangle. This is what I'm wondering about on my end about what to be worried about because there's a whole love triangle between Deadshot, the Joker, and Harley Quinn. And what I'm worried about being cheesy is that whole thing. And because the way the cartoon portrayed it, I mean, Deathshot wasn't like really feeling her like all too much, but yeah, overall, her stupid because of how stupid she acts and how crazy she acts, and then when she won, and just I guess like the Joker, she kind of wins him over. She starts looking at her like, okay, she's not bad on the eyes. She's obviously attractive. I mean, she's just throwing it at me. I might as well just. I mean, I haven't had any in this prison for a while. And then on top of that, she does something cool, like she saves my life, or she does something good for the team, or whatever for the movie. I forgot what it was that made Deadshot go, huh? But I'm wondering how much they're gonna go into that. I'm wondering if there's gonna be this big rift between the Joker and Deadshot, and I'm worried about how cheesy that might come off. This whole, although I'm hoping they're not gonna focus like at the end or the beginning or the middle of the Suicide Squad movie, where the Joker's like, I don't give a shit about her, but that's my woman, kind of a thing. So that's the one. That's what I'm worried about mostly.
Yeah, because and then that's another thing you said when she sounds like Mr. J. They really I haven't heard her. I think you get to hear her like say like one word like huh.
Huh? Yeah,
It's,
yeah. And the way she said it, you kind of think you're probably gonna hear Mr. J.
they better not screw that up. That is like one of the most defining parts about her character. She's just got that raging Yankee voice. Don't remove that. And if they have, oh my
Well,
God,
they said they got like 9 different wardrobes that she's gonna wear in the movie, and they're keeping it under wraps. But I would be surprised. It's gonna. I'm gonna call it. I'm like 90% on the side of the fact that they're keeping this a secret, this Easter egg. I think she's gonna wear something similar to, if not the full on old school original outfit. Maybe it's a joke. Maybe it's something that she only throws on for a few seconds, but the whole thing with the bells on the ear side and whatnot,
yeah.
and she just has it on for maybe one scene or something like that. When she first becomes Harley Quinn or something and tries to impress the Joker or something. We got. I'll be surprised if they and then have her come out and say Mr. J and all that good stuff. And um, go back if you get a chance. I know you're probably tired now, but if you get a chance, if break down that I haven't watched the breakdown of it, but look at the trailer of the Suicide Squad again. There's a scene where people are ducking and the room is getting shot up. There's a blonde wearing a trench coat who I think gets thrown down or pulled out the way. I think that was Harley before she, switched, or while she was turning to Joker's side,
So
while she was still a doctor.
you think that Suicide Squad is going to show the transition?
I think Suicide Squad is gonna show a few flashbacks of everybody, of how they came to get captured by
Okay, I got you.
how they came to get captured by what's the company's name, under what's that character's name, Amanda Waller, and I think whatever, maybe that car scene, maybe that was it. Maybe Batman getting on top of that car, and that was probably when Harley got captured. Maybe she tells a story about how the hell can you get with that lunatic, or follow? He doesn't even give a shit about you. He hasn't tried to he's probably broken out of prison 20 times. He's never come for you, and you're still loyal to him or something. Then she probably maybe tells a story about how she was his therapist and then came to love him. If I'm not mistaken, that could have just been a random actress or an extra just ducking for her life because of a prison break or something. But I'm thinking that was Harley Quinn. I'm thinking that was Margot Robbie as Dr. Harley Quinn.
What are you saying? Are you saying that you think that the Joker saves her life?
No, I'm thinking that we're seeing a scene maybe when the Joker, and I'm just speculating, a scene where the Joker is breaking out for the umpteenth time, and this is when she decides to go with him.
But do you think he would take a bullet for her?
Hell no. No, Joker, Harley is a lot of things, but she is also expendable. If it's him or her, it's gonna be her. If he has anything, he's not gonna fall on his sword to any, because at the last second, if anything, he'll pretend to fall on his sword and then push her right on top of it, just as a joke. and that's what I want to see between. So I'm not worried about that slap that I saw and everything. And I keep switching. It's not auto switching for some reason, so I got to remember to switch cameras. I don't know if it's not auto switching, but that's what I'm hoping to see in the movie, in this movie. But I don't want to see too much of it, because I don't want to see the love triangle all that much. I don't want to see I don't even really want Joker to be a focal on Suicide Squad. I want it to maybe just a little bit of him, hint to him. Yeah, I want to see the Joker more in the Batman movie, versus, if they're gonna do it, then I want them to do it the way I think they're also doing Batman. You notice that it took a long time for us to get an announcement of a standalone Batman movie, but you notice that Batman has been making an appearance in all these other movies. He's in the Dawn of Justice, which is the prequel, I guess, to the Justice League.
And they have the trailer out for that now?
For what?
For the Dawn of Justice?
Yeah, that new Superman versus Batman trailer.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
You've seen. Yeah, so you've seen.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
So you got Batman in that. You got Batman in Suicide Squad. The theory is that even before the first standalone Batman movie comes out, or hell, just for all of these movies, the Wonder Woman movie, the Aquaman movie, the one thing that's if everybody thinks that DC is gonna make the one thing consistent, is that Batman will make an appearance in each one of these films, because he's the most popular character, and it'll boost interest. Like for example, Aquaman movie is about to drop next week. You gonna go see it? Hell no, I don't think I want to see that movie. Hey, but they got a scene where Batman's gonna come in, swoop down, go underwater, and do all this crazy shit. Like, all right, okay, I'm going, because it's Batman, and it's smart if you think about it. But I'm thinking they're also gonna do that with the Joker. I'm thinking that they're gonna sprinkle Jarod.
Well, everybody knows they're going to see. Well, a lot of people are going to go see Suicide Squad to see the Joker.
Yes. A lot. If anything, just to even cause if anything, a small minority of them is probably a bunch of Heath Ledger loyalists who want to go there to bash on it, no matter how good the Joker comes off.
Oh, there's always gonna be.
So they're not gonna give the whole dynamic chance, no matter. They're gonna pick it apart. The chemistry between him and Harley was bad, or the laugh was bad. I don't like the suit that he was wearing. That car was stupid. Whatever they're gonna say. But why would you pay $10 for a ticket just that you're forcing yourself to hate before you even sit down? That's I'll never understand people like that. You're paying $10 to sit down and hate on something. You can go to school for that. Sit down and listen to a lecture. But
You didn't see Terminator yet, did you?
Yeah, I've seen Genesis.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
What do you think?
I thought.
Oh wait, we already talked about this the other day,
Yeah,
didn't
we
we?
thought. Yeah, we
Okay,
are.
never mind. X-Day
I
guys.
think you need to go click on that old video and you'll see what I thought. But
Sorry, guys.
on our
We
last
talk
conversation,
we talk about a lot of movies, guys, and
and,
sometimes
and sometimes the
we
alcohol
forget.
kicks in.
Yeah,
But
couple.
there was another thing I brought besides the purple shirt. There's a book called Joker by I can't even say this guy's name correctly. Brian Zarello and Lee Bermejo. If I'm saying I'm butchering their name probably.
Pero mijo.
Bermejo. But I can't remember what page it was on. It was the beginning, middle, end. But this Joker is like probably like the Heath Ledger Joker. I think he has the scars on his face and whatnot. But there's a point in this book where it explains a little bit about Harley Quinn and why she follows loyally and will always follow loyally to the Joker. And if
So what is it?
and yeah, if you, I mean, because since this is okay, I don't mind spoiling this
Yeah,
comic
go for
book
it.
because we're this is a movie talking channel, so you probably weren't gonna people out there probably weren't gonna go out and buy this book anyway, but I hope you do because it's a great fucking read. But so I guess during the times when Harley Quinn was the Joker's doctor, and for some reason she's not as intimidated or as scared. She's scared of him, but is not as scared like as all the other doctors who have come and gone. That Joker's probably intimidated and or murdered and whatnot. And Joker kind of senses this. And while she's supposed to be getting into his head to rehabilitate him and try to get him to come back from insanity, what's really happening is that he's getting into her head. He's asking her just as many questions, and she does, and she knows better. She knows how to do her job correctly. She's a very skilled therapist, but for some reason she's letting this psychopath get into her head for whatever it's a chemical thing. Why she can't resist him, and she goes on to this subject matter about her father, how abusive he is and or was or whatnot, and I get if I'm remembering correctly, I don't want to say for sure, but I don't know if it was just physical abuse or if it was also sexual abuse of a child when she was a little girl. I can't remember, but it was one of the two or both. Um, and the Joker pretty much, he's just listening. He's getting into her head. He's cracking jokes about it. He doesn't really care. Then before she really reveals how much she's starting to fall for the Joker or care about him or what have you, um, I don't know if it was after a prison break or whatnot, but I think the Joker breaks into her house or runs into her again, and he reveals that that her father won't be a problem, ever again. Like he goes out of them for no reason. They didn't have no ties to this woman at all for no reason. For I don't know why he did it, but he goes out and he avenges her.
He kills the father?
Your father was abusing you. He's dead now, and I made it hurt pretty much. I made it. I hurt him really, really badly for you. Pretty much. He didn't even say it like that. He just let it. It just boom. I mean, it was probably a situation where like she had a choice: to call the cops or fall in love, and she chose the latter. And
Does he say what he did to him?
I know he tortured the hell out of him. I mean, he came out of. I mean, he didn't come out of that with a that much of a clean set of clothing. I think he put that guy through the ringer. But I probably gotta flip through the book a little bit more and check it out. But and you know what? And I could be wrong. This could be the wrong book, but I know. I think no. I think this is the right one. But he really like he takes her. He takes his time to avenge her, and because the question comes up again, like why? Why would you? This guy's a madman. Why would you give a damn about this guy who obviously does not care about you whatsoever?
Think about how psychotic that sounds.
Yeah.
Her saying, "Thank you, you killed my father." Like
Yeah.
that's so twisted. He was raping me, and you killed him, and I'm I love
Exactly,
Gotham.
exactly, and I love you for life. I mean, no matter no, and now I want to jump off of rooftops with you and go commit crimes and fight a guy in a bat suit forever. For just for you,
Killing my parent.
thank you for killing my father. And you know what they and the cool, the messed up thing about it is if you watch the show Gotham, they did it again. They did that same plot line. One episode of Gotham, the guy from Heroes, I forgot his name, but he played a serial killer, and Jim Gordon's ex girlfriend, who was like still kind of jealous of the fact that they broke up over at the time, and she got charmed by a serial killer, even after figuring out that he was a serial killer. And she starts talking about her unloving, uncaring, unapproving, rich, family. And she takes him to that family, to the house, and they murder him. And then in the end, you find out that it wasn't him that was giving the final kill, shots or stabs. It was her. He exercises her demons by taking her abusive or verbal abusive parents out of the equation, and convinces her to become a murderer. And then she shows her true colors and turns into a bad guy in one of the later episodes. It was to me right out of the same pages of that book of what happened to Harley Quinn. And it's not this, and I'm not saying that they're going to use that same exact origin story. It could be a total different origin story. I mean, they could have like three sessions of therapy, and Joker could just say, "Hey, you want to join the crew?" And she could just go, "Okay, Mr. J," and that's it. And then they all run off together. Who knows? But I hope they make it deep or make it believable or make it good. I guess is what I'm trying to get to, because it's to me I think that whole fragile thing, it's very fragile. We've never had a lot of these characters on it before. This is a very unique movie. This is this is DC's Guardians of the Galaxy. And but with the Joker sprinkled into it, and how much people are responding to the Joker and how much they love the Joker, that breaks down. I think the whole thing could break down, man. So and Harley Quinn with Margot Robbie behind the wheel, and how popular she's getting, Harley Quinn could spin off and get her own and could get her own movies in the future. And that's what I'm worried about, and that's all. I'm hoping that it comes off well. And but you bring up some good points too. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to get at this on this. So you said you're mostly worried about Suicide Squad. What about the Batman movies when it's time for the Joker to be the main focus?
I, I hope that they don't. Well, in the Suicide Squad, I want to see the relationship between Harley and the Joker. In the Batman movie, I really could honestly care less if Harley's even in it. But if she does a great job, Suicide Squad, by all means, I wouldn't mind watching her again. But I want to see them concentrate on Batman and the Joker rather than these side. Now you can have her in there and contribute. Just don't focus on it.
Hmm. Come out of nowhere, out of every now and then, and leave my pudding alone, and you just get knocked out really fast, or
But Suicide Squad, that's the time that we need to see the relationship between those sick fucks.
yeah. She wasn't always in that group. She's one of the if in the comic book, she's one of the newest members. But the dynamic of having her in the Suicide Squad, just like the animated series, she became one of the fan favorites. Having she found it was finally, I guess people reacted to the fact that, oh hey, Harley Quinn's she's stayed alone on her own before, but leading this group, or semi leading it, or becoming the leader a little bit, I guess. And then all of a sudden, I think in a later issue, she became hunted by the Suicide Squad. But it was, I think fans clicked to that. So if you would originally go back to the foundation or the core of the Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn shouldn't have even have been in there. But because she became one of the most popular characters in the group, yeah, hell yeah, throw her in there. You got Margot Robbie. I'm wondering if Margot Robbie is gonna become the new what's her name from Lawrence, Jennifer Lawrence, as far as popularity wise. because you
That would
can
have been
go.
interesting to have Jennifer Lawrence be her. That might have been
Oh,
interesting.
yeah. Oh, you'd have known we'd have got a good Harley Quinn on that. But I'm happy with Margot Robbie. I'm excited about Margot Robbie. Jennifer Lawrence would have been an awesome choice. You got an Oscar winner playing the character. But
See,
I'm curious of looking at what do you think about if they decide to do standalone Harley Quinn movies? Do you pair her up with Poison Ivy? Do you keep it with the Joker? What do you do?
no, I've never have been a fan, and everybody's allowed to have their own good villains. I've never been a fan of Poison Ivy. It was just and maybe that's because my first experience with them was with was
Uma,
I,
Uma Thurman?
yeah, the Joel Schumacher movie, and it was just so cheesy and blah. I don't want to say they could lose Poison Ivy, and I could really care less. Ooh, she's the ventriloquist of plants, and it was like,
Oh man, if they would have to keep the Tim Burton version, I'm sure his version of if he would even use Poison Ivy, I'm sure his version because look how well he did with Catwoman. Imagine the Tim Burton doing that same thing with Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, even the same actress, if Uma Thurman, and how sexy it would have really have been, how weird and how dark it could have been, and because ultimately, think about it, you got a woman who can control your mind, who can kill you when she kisses you,
yeah,
and
that's
she
true.
can and if they would have used or thought to have throw some more money into it. I mean, if they would have cut out Mr. Freeze, they probably would have had some extra money to do some CG stuff with those plants instead of the CG stuff on the cars jumping over the buildings and all those cheesy things. You could have had some living plants like really like tearing the city up and going ape shit all over the place and whatnot. But no, you had Schwarzenegger watching.
Freeze,
Yeah, exactly. I hate it when people interrupt the movie, and it just
freeze.
that dynamic it just didn't work. I mean, you had Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze, two very opposite characters, and it's not. But we're not getting that same thing with Harley Quinn and the Joker. They're very much similar characters. It's gonna work, I guess, on paper it does work, but it's just all about the delivery. Because I'm hopeful for more female movie like because we're gonna get a Wonder Woman, we're gonna get a Ms. Marvel. So why not Harley Quinn movie? I mean, if Suicide Squad makes $1 billion, I'm telling you, and everybody's going crazy over Margot Robbie, I'm thinking she's gonna get franchised.
So let me ask you this, and I think ultimately, eventually, it will definitely hit $1 billion. Do you think that Suicide Squad is going to hit $1 billion in the box office, though?
No, I don't think it will. Wait, did Guardians of the? It depends. I mean, Marvel had that good track record. Did Guardians of the Galaxy did way better than they expected
I
it to
think,
do,
yeah,
but I don't think. But it did not hit $1 billion.
no,
But it came off of Guardians of the Galaxy came off of Avengers, the first Avengers, and an Iron Man. We came after the Iron Man 3. Those two made $1 billion, right? And it came
yeah,
after Iron Man 3. So they didn't expect it to make the money that it did make, but it made damn near close to it. I think it was around what
700,
$700 million,
$700.
way more than I think it was twice as much money. If that would have made $300 or $400 million, that would have been a success. They thought that would have been a success, but it made twice that, and hell yeah, that was damn near close to $1 billion because it was coming off of these other great movies, and on top of that, it was a great movie on its own for Guardians of the Galaxy, for Suicide Squad to make $1 billion, you have fans have to go see it. They have to tell their friends to go see it. Their friends have to be convinced to go see it, and then most of those people have to go see it again. That's how you make $1 billion in the box office nowadays. It just has to be that good. Um, so will it make $1 billion? It could if I think the chances are high because of where it's positioned. If it would have came out before Dawn of Justice, no way in hell. Because it's new, nobody really knows about it. People are excited about the Joker, but you're going to still have the Heath Ledger loyalists that's going to bash on it. But coming off of a guaranteed $1 billion making movie like Dawn of Justice, Batman versus Superman, I think there's a higher chance of Suicide Squad making $1 billion if because people are going to still be jacked up over seeing, oh, Batman's going to make him. He was so awesome in Dawn of Justice. He's going to make an appearance in Suicide Squad. I got to go see it. Got to go see what the Joker's going to look like. Got to go see what Harley's going to be like. Got to go see what Will Smith's going to be like. Killer Croc looked like he sucked on that magazine, but he looks kind of cool in the trailer. So people are going to be curious.